Go.
Bada bing, 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 bing. Whoa. Welcome back, y'all.
To the That's You podcast.
It's me, it's you, it's all of us all together in the same kind of area. And we're all here as a unit. My name is Jordan Gary. This is Bree, my beautiful girlfriend.
Hello.
No Brianna this time. Did you notice?
I did notice. Thank you so much.
No Brianna Boucher at all.
Thank you.
Not even once.
Thank you.
Our last couple of podcasts had the video on it. This time we're gonna take a little break. We're gonna have a little bit of a lax session because we really used all of our brain power on those last two podcasts. Not only during the podcast, but after the podcast with editing and that producing, editing, that kind of thing. It was a difficult thing to do.
It was a lot.
But Bree, you really figured it out. It was amazing. You did so good.
Oh, shucks.
I'm so proud of you.
Oh shucks.
You
Thanks.
figured it out, and you've earned a break.
Let's
all give it up for Bree, studio audience.
Thank you. Oh God, she's great.
Yeah, clap, 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 clap. Why are you just saying clap? Just clap with your hands. No way, dude. Saying clap is so much better.
I don't have hands, actually.
I can't.
Way to
clap.
be fucking insensitive.
I have to say clap.
Yeah.
That would be awful.
That would be awful.
Yeah. Clap, 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 clap. I don't know. Would you be like handshake when someone like reaches out their hand?
I would say
just handshake.
For clap, I would say golf clap. For handshake, I would just go,
Really, motherfucker?
She ain't got no back seat.
Have you seen that video where that girl, like, she has no arms, she breaks the board that her sensei puts out in front of her, she like stomps on it, and he like sticks his hand up to give her a high five.
No.
Oh my god, it's so painfully awkward. He like reaches up his hand to give her a high five, then he closes his hand to give her like a fist bump. And then he like he like raises, he shakes a little. He shakes his hand a little bit because he realizes, and then he like pats her on the back, and sends her on her way.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's so painfully awkward. But I mean, like, he was just trying to congratulate her, really. But it was bad.
Oh no!
And it was one of those videos where like that noise where it sounds like something's breaking. Like he raised his hand to give her a high five, like. And then he like went to give her a fist bump. And then like patted her on the back and sent her on the way. It was rough city.
The both of them.
Oh, I know. I think the girl was a good sport about it though.
I mean, you have to when you don't got no hands.
Yeah, you ain't got no hand. Yeah, you can't. No arm at all.
Yeah.
No arm. Nothing.
So.
Not an arm to be had.
Side quest. I watched a video on TikTok, obviously, because that's where I watch all my videos at.
Yeah.
This girl, she lost from like elbow down.
Mm-hmm.
She was bungee jumping, and her hand got caught in the cord, and it ripped it clean off her body.
Dang.
Clean off her body. And she was like, I didn't even realize for a minute there that I didn't have no fucking hand.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know what I'd do if I lost my hand.
You're going to be like, I shouldn't have signed that waiver.
Yeah, right. Hopefully it'll be the hand that doesn't have a tattoo. I've paid twice.
All that fucking pain and suffering and money you put into it.
Oh my god.
Only for it to be lost in a freak bungee jumping accident.
And it's like, I would prefer to get like chopped off at the knees.
Yeah.
Oh no. I'd prefer to keep my left leg.
Over your right leg?
Yeah, I have a knee tattoo. That shit hurt.
Oh, okay. But I feel like you would be more, you would have your right leg being the more dominant leg you would want.
No, I always stand on my left leg.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which leg do you think is taller?
Probably the left.
Okay. I'll trust you. I can't prove that you don't have length in your left leg. You ain't got the length.
Are you telling me I ain't got no hops?
You ain't got no hop, girl.
I'm as hoppy as a beer.
Very nice.
Thanks.
Do you want to get into the Florida man?
No.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Guess what?
What?
10 seconds, go.
Do you want to get into the Florida man?
You're not going to shout everything out first?
Linktree, got it. 10 seconds. Bam.
Very nice. Hi, Landon. Hi, Brandon. Hi, Mom.
Bing. Bim, bop, bam. Like that Kendrick Lamont song.
Yes. The one that says something along those lines.
Yes.
And then he also says, hey.
That's my bitch.
Hey.
What a bop. What a bop.
A bing bop.
A bing
Boom bop, bing bop, bam.
Bam. Have a
I don't think Kendrick would sue me.
Kendrick's got his own
legal
troubles to worry about.
Exactly. So he's not worried about me.
No.
He ain't worried about me.
Ain't worried about nothing.
What are you talking about?
Ain't worried about nothing.
What are you talking about?
Ain't worried about nothing.
What are you talking about? Are you talking about nothing?
You ready for this floaty man?
Of course I am. I was born ready.
Hell yeah.
All right. So here we are, folks. Florida man. As of just now. Well, I think 2 days ago. What day is it? It's the 22nd. So 2 days ago. You ready for this, babe?
I'm ready.
Florida man points gun at man at a karaoke bar after getting quote-unquote upset about the music.
Police.
Well, Jeff, believe it. Clearwater, Florida. A Florida man was taken to jail for pulling a gun on a man at a karaoke bar after being upset about the music, authorities said. He was arrested in, what the fuck? Pinellas?
Pinellas County.
That's what it is?
Yep.
For certain?
Sure.
Okay. On charges including felony aggravated assault, according to an arrest report obtained by Fox 35 News. So sorry, guys. Sorry.
Does the damn thing out there.
They does the damn thing. It's the Fox News. I don't know if you like Fox, but you know.
If you're Fox to trot.
What we know, on March 15th, Clearwater police responded to the Overtime Sports Bar on Sunset Point Road regarding an incident in which a man pointed a gun at another patron. Authorities identified the suspect as a 34-year-old Aaron
Jablonski.
What a
Jablonski. A super Italian name in Florida.
Super Italian.
Yeah, fucking Jablonski.
Of Harbor. Ooh.
Maybe he's Jewish.
He looks like he'd point a gun at somebody. He has like a red beard, but his head hair is brown.
Yeah, he got them wide ears too.
Only one wide ear.
Yeah.
I have a feeling he's been punched in the other side.
He's half soulless because of that red beard.
Right.
Yar,
matey. Look, oh my God. I bet you he's got a weak chin.
That's why he pulled that gun.
Right, straight up. Somebody tries to hit him in the jaw and they just miss. It's all beard.
It's all blickies then.
It's all blickies. According to the police, Jablinski became upset
when he was born because he was a ginger. Go on.
Because the karaoke machine was malfunctioning. Oh no. Oh no.
I thought he was upset about
Me too.
The music.
Me too.
Not
maybe
the music maker.
Them youngsters were singing that screamo again. Right. After leaving the bar, still upset about the music, Jablonski was confronted outside by a patron who tried to calm him down. That's when Jabroni allegedly pulled a gun from his waistband, pointed it at the patron, and said, "I don't fucking care." He then turned away, racked a round out of his gun, and walked off, the report stated.
All this man wanted to do was go down to Overtime Sports Bar and sing his goddamn heart out on some karaoke.
Oh my God!
And what does he get? A broken karaoke machine and arrested. Yeah,
straight to jail. The victim went back into the bar and alerted authorities. Why did I say it like that?
Authorities.
Jabroni was later booked into a local county jail and was released on bond 3 days later, jail records show. What we don't know, Jablonski is facing an additional charge for being a felon in possession of a firearm. Of course he is.
He's not convicted yet. He's all right.
But we don't know what his previous felony conviction was.
Whoops.
Or why he wasn't legally allowed to possess a gun. I'm going to assume it's this exact same thing.
Another bad night at karaoke.
I'm going to assume it's this exact same thing. What's next? According to court documentation, Jablonski was ordered by a judge to stay away from the Overtime Sports Bar and have no contact with the victim. An additional court date has not been set.
What if the judge was like, hey, listen, just like, stay away from karaoke night, my man.
Oh my God. Like all together, he gets banned from karaoke at every bar.
Right. Just sing in your car, brother.
Oh, that would be so... I bet he would be so sad.
He'd be like, God, if I had my gun, I'd pull it out right now.
Right, he's like...
And fire a rack of them in the sky.
Right, oh my God.
Rack them.
Well, I think what they meant by he racked a round out is that, like, he had it loaded and he unloaded it. He racked the shell out.
Got you. I thought he was, like, unloading into the sky, Yosemite Sam style.
Yosemite Sam, no.
Opa Yosemite Sam style.
Stop. Stop.
He's a rootin', tootin', shootin' machine.
You know what isn't a machine?
Also a ginger. Go on.
The karaoke machine. Not a machine anymore.
That's who he was really mad at.
Not after he gets his hands on it.
I don't have a Florida man. Is that
That's okay? Yeah, that's totally fine.
I feel like that was a pretty good Florida man.
That was a pretty good Florida man. It took us on a roller coaster.
We're gonna have a little bit of a shorter episode this week, folks, because we've been working hard. We hit you with that two and a half hour ditty. So we're gonna take a little break ski on this one. Give you a little bit of a...
Also, pre-warning here. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
We are not gonna post next week.
Oh, yeah.
Because Jordan is having surgery on his mouth.
I am?
Shh, he didn't know yet.
Shut the fuck up, are you serious?
He doesn't know that I know this hack.
Oh my God. Is that why you've been treating me so nicely this last week?
I don't know what you mean.
Butter me up.
I'm taking his kidney.
Listen, you can have the kidney.
Can I have the appendix?
Can you take my wisdom teeth? That's really what's important.
But I don't want those. They're useless. I could crush them up.
Oh my God, it's your dream.
Snort them.
It's your fucking dream.
It's my fucking dream. We play D&D, and my last character, Mira, she loved collecting teeth.
A collector of teeth.
My character this time, Bottleby. She drank liquefied bug goo.
Yeah, that's kind of her thing.
He gave me poison damage.
Yeah. Yeah. He don't play.
I wasn't expecting consequences for my actions.
He don't fuck around.
I fucked around and I found out. And I did it again.
Swiftly.
I did it again.
Yes.
I tried to tamper with a bow and arrow, a crossbow, if you will.
Yes.
Got shot through the stomach and
Shot
died.
through the heart.
Literally died. Jordan had to revive me.
Yeah, I'm a good guy.
And then... What was your... Gribble. Gribble is your name.
Yeah, Gribble Shell Shoes.
Gribble Shell
To the rescue.
Oh my God. Mine's just Bottleby. She loves the color blue.
Like Beyonce, just one name.
Just one name. Yeah. I am Beyonce always. And then I drank bug goo and got some poison damage.
Yeah. And now that you guys are up to date as to what's happening in our D&D campaign.
Sorry. I forgot.
We are going to have a episode where we're going to do a little bit of Am I the Asshole? Just a little bit. And then I'm going to try to educate you guys on a social experiment that happened a long time ago in the fucking in the 60s, I believe.
I love that. We should talk about the Russian sleep experiment.
The 70s,
wasn't real, but a good story. We should do that for Halloween this year.
Well, Halloween's a long way away.
Well, that's why I have to start planning now. I want it to be a spooky episode.
Okay. We can just be spooky all Saints Day month.
Yeah, we're sitting in the dark right now.
The dork.
Yeah. We're sitting in the dark. I've got my vine leaves, my viney lights on, if you will.
Yeah, on her mic.
On my mic.
Also, the iPad is pretty
in the house, boy.
Illuminescent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I could turn down the brightness. You want the brightness down, baby?
It makes no difference to me.
You were about to say it means nothing to you.
It means nothing to me.
You knew I'd get offended.
I am a heartless monster.
I'm Batman.
And I am Batman. The light.
Judges, forget them.
Please.
The light.
All right, please enlighten us with your "Am I the asshole?"
Yes, of course.
And let's make sure that we both agree that this guy is the asshole.
Okay. The title goes as follows: My boyfriend, 24 male, makes every sexual thing about himself, and now I, 18 female, hate him.
Nice.
But I'm gonna see if you can figure out why this is problematic.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say anything. I did pre-read this. All right. So
sharp as my wiener.
Okay. What the fuck?
I was being the guy.
Oh.
You get it?
No.
Because he makes everything sexual about him.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, so I, 18 female, and my boyfriend, 24 male, have been together for a bit over a year.
I'll let you guys figure out why that's problematic.
Do you got it already?
They're wicked smart. Only the smartest people listen to the That's You podcast.
Are you being facetious, or did you actually get it already?
What do you mean?
Okay, I'll just keep reading.
She was 17 when they started dating, and he was 23.
Yeah.
That's problematic. As fuck.
Not problematic. Illegal in most places.
Not
but
all places.
I'm going to read you some of the comments as well.
Okay, please.
I've always known he's a horny man, but lately it's been getting to me. He pressures me into sending nudes and says he has needs too, as if his sexual needs are more important than my feelings. Every time we have sex or do spicy things over the phone, he completely makes it about himself and just orders me to send him specific photos and videos, even ones I really don't want to. He also thinks I can just start pleasuring myself out of nowhere if I'm not turned on because he made no effort to turn me on. Why would I be horny? It just makes me so angry. Can someone please tell me I'm not crazy? Let me read you some of these comments.
Okay.
The first one, they reacted to the first bit.
Mm-hmm.
The 18, 24 been together over a bit over a year. They said, and your parents didn't say anything about a 23-year-old dating a 17-year-old? And then one of them says, don't give in, break up. But so the OP had replied to this comment. I didn't take a screenshot of it. The OP...
They since removed it, or...
No, I didn't take a screenshot of it. They replied to that comment. And said, my parents don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That could mean anything. That could mean that she has very loving parents that would be upset about it, or they have very mean parents that would be very mean about it.
No, I'm saying...
Or they have dead parents.
I had assumed...
Batman.
I had assumed that she didn't tell her parents. She kept it from her parents.
Or that she just kept, his age a secret.
Yeah, or that.
Yeah.
But this kind of makes me think it's a long distance type of thing.
Because they're always on the
never
video.
mind. Yeah, but never mind. She does say in here that they do
live together.
No.
Oh.
Where'd it go? Every time we have sex or do spicy things over the phone.
Okay.
Yeah. So I took that as she just didn't tell her parents.
Right.
And literally, don't give in, break up. This guy is a walking red flag. All of the comments are like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gross.
So, if he has always been sexually,
overbearing.
Yeah, right. Sexually overbearing. Then you should know that he's definitely going to be doing that kind of stuff all the time.
Right.
And you should just not be with him if that's how you feel.
Right.
She says she hates him now. It's then why are you even still together? And then, she doesn't really speak about any redeeming qualities that this guy has. And I'm sure there must be something there that's keeping her.
He's 24 and can buy her beer.
Yeah, but any 21-year-old can buy beer. Like, it doesn't have to be her 24-year-old male.
Right. I'm just saying that's probably the only redeeming quality.
I don't think so. I think she's leaving some details out of this.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. She's 18 years old.
Yes.
She's definitely leaving something out.
Yeah, right. But either way, he's in the wrong.
He definitely should not be making her, I mean, I don't even know how you would do that. Making her do things that she doesn't want to do.
Do this or I'll break up with you.
Well, then that's a good thing.
Right, but she's 18. She doesn't know any better. I didn't know any better at 18.
Yeah. Ladies, it's very easy for you to find other men. It's like
Your
the
age.
easiest. It's like the easiest thing. Like, it'd be way harder for this male, 24, to find someone to replace his 18 female.
Ugh. All he's got to do is walk around the fucking school for a minute.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
No, it would be a lot harder for him to find, like, a girlfriend.
It would be different
than it would be for her to find a new person to date.
The age gap isn't the problem. It's where
Yes,
it's set. No, how big the age gap is not the problem. It's where it's set at. If she was 22,
okay,
and it was the same age gap, it wouldn't be as big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? But he literally started dating her when she was 17.
Right.
Like,
which is illegal where we're from.
Very illegal where we're from.
Yeah.
Parents find out about that, you get locked up for a long time.
Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like there's not enough information in this one for me to be like, yeah, he's definitely an asshole.
I mean, from what she gave me, he's an asshole.
Right, but it's...
From the information she gave me, he is an asshole.
I just personally feel like she's withholding information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but, like, yeah.
Plus, she's
it's
not
a very
really...
short post.
Plus, she's not really giving details about, like, what is he asking for? Like, is he just asking for titty pics? And, you know, you could literally just, like, be like, no. Because there's nothing he could do.
Right, it's not like he's actually going to break up with her.
Or you know, there's also, like, no mention of violence. And if there was violence, I'm sure she would have mentioned.
Right.
You know. If anything, it probably is that emotional... manipulation where like, oh, yeah. I'll break up with you if you don't send me your boobs.
Yeah, and that's what I think it is. Like, he like forces me to do these things.
Yeah.
So there has to be some type of manipulation going on.
Right. And then the whole, like, and here's the thing, she doesn't even sound like towards the end, she didn't even sound like she was like, oh, I don't want to do these things. It's like, I want him to, like, make me horny. I want him to, like, put in the effort to actually, like, turn me on. That kind of thing. It doesn't seem like her issue is that he's horny all the time. Her issue is that, you know, and guys, especially, like, younger guys, don't really understand that because, like, you know, people are pretty solipsistic just in general. But for guys, it's like, hey, like, I could literally come anytime right now, even if I wanted,
right.
You know, and so their mindset is like, oh, well, you know, the girls that I'm with must feel that way as well. But, like, girls don't work like that. Like, guys can go from 0 to 10 and it's nothing for them. But girls, like, need to, like, go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5. You know, you've got to, like, you know, twist that knob. You can't just, like, jump from 1 to 10.
I will get frustrated at you.
Me?
No, like, just in general, like, we'll get frustrated at you.
Oh,
we'd be like,
yes, right, right. And that's probably what's leading her to be like, I hate him.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't, like, you know, take the time to really build to anything. He's just like, oh, I'm erect, let's do this.
Right.
You know?
This little man is cooking to fire off something at you good looking.
Right. This is just, like, you know, sexual inexperience on the male's part. It seems like she's about
trying,
it.
Really.
It seems like she's like, I want him to, like, make an effort and make me horny. You know, or I mean, she didn't necessarily say that. She was like, why would he expect me to be horny when he hasn't done anything to make me horny? And, you know, I guess I'm just kind of reading into that, like, yeah, well, he's not, like, taking the proper steps to be like, hey, it's about that time.
I'm trying to see if I can find the post. I didn't save it. I wish I would have, because I would like to go through the comments. But I, alas, cannot find it. Alas. But yeah, no, I thought that was super weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, I'm sure she is, but it's also weird for you to, like, why did you...
To force, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not only that, why are you 23 and dating a 17-year-old? That's weird.
Mostly that, yeah.
I could never. I would never. Gross.
It's illegal where we're from. You can't have that.
It's also just fucking gross. Yeah.
Is that the only one you have?
Yeah, that's all I got, baby.
All right. I also have an Am I the Asshole?
Oh, really?
Well, we don't have to do it. Where are we at?
We're
time-wise?
at 25 minutes.
Oh, man. No, it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
We'll get them on the next one. We'll have a real Am I the Asshole, because this one's pretty long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I picked that short one. Because we just ramble about things.
Yeah. So, this social experiment...
Lay it on me.
...is called the Stanford Prison Experiment. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
Okay. So, it was conducted by Phil Zimbardo.
Can I see?
Yeah. Zimbardo. In 1971.
Good name.
Zimbardo.
I got a plant named him Humberto.
Yes.
He's a good plant.
Our newest star.
Our newest star.
That we're like slowly building.
I'll post pictures, don't worry.
Hell yeah. So in 1971, I'm just gonna read the first paragraph, and then I'm gonna try to like give you guys a solid summary of what's going on in this experiment.
Sounds good.
So, in 1971, Professor Phil Zimbardo put together one of the most intriguing and famous psychology experiments ever, the Stanford Prison Experiment, designed to study the effects of incarceration of prisoners and guards, using an advertisement to recruit college-age men in the area for a one-of-a-kind study. Zimbardo and his team hoped to remove volunteers predisposed to mental illness and those with existing records from their experiment. Nonetheless, Stanford Prison Experiment brought out those qualities in its participants. So, like, they were purposefully avoiding people who had been to prison and who had, you know, already had, like, mental illnesses. Okay. Which in the 1970s, they weren't really handing those out very much, unless you were a woman. So, no, that was a little bit later. They were handing out the witch card. Right. No. This is the 70s. This is the 70s. Oh. This is the peace, love, Woodstock kind of shit. Time frame. And this is a college experiment as well.
Sorry if you can hear me drinking water. ASMR.
So they had, I think it was 18 volunteers in this experiment. There were nine young men were arrested, legitimately, like, by real police officers.
So, like 60 days in.
Yes, it was supposed to be something like that.
Okay.
So they had real police officers arrest these 9 volunteers. You know, with people around that were like looking, and they were like, "Oh shit!" Like they're getting arrested type shit under the guise of armed robbery, right? So, you know, they got their Miranda rights read to them and all that shit, but they took them to the basement of the Stanford Psychology Department, and 3 random volunteers were assigned as prison guards. Now, these 3 prison guards, quote unquote, were just told, hey, like, show up, behave like a prison guard, and they will behave like inmates. It's almost kind of like role playing, but not really. They were just like, hey, you know, like, you are the prison guard. Mm-hmm. Your job is to, like, you know, keep these motherfuckers intact. Like,
intact?
Yeah, in the jail and, you know, alive, I guess.
Okay.
So they were not given any instructions on how to do it. They were brought into a makeshift prison. They had like repurposed a portion of the building to like be the prison, and
Okay, so there's nobody else. Like, there's not real criminals.
They're not real. These are just college volunteers.
No, I mean, like, they're not mixed in with the real criminals.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And they're just like in like the psychology department basement kind of thing. They're not the kind of thing. They're in the psychology department basement.
Okay.
And they have like rooms set up where they have jail bars, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like there's like a middle area they called the yard, where they were allowed to roam, certain hours, that kind of thing. And then there was a cell that was previously like a janitor's closet that they labeled as the hole. These are just like things that these prison guards are just like making up. They're like, you're the prison guards, make this thing a prison. These are just like, but they like instantly made solitary confinement.
Yeah.
Anticipating, needing to use it.
Right.
Day one. So,
and they were given no instruction.
No instruction.
Okay.
So when they got there, the prisoners they stripped them of their clothes and checked them like completely naked. Check their hair for lice.
And this is the fake prison guards.
These are the fake prison guards.
Okay.
Right.
And they have no background in this.
No back. They're just college students.
Okay.
It says here they mocked their genitals while they were doing this.
Sounds pretty collegey.
Something they were not prompted to do or instructed to do. With the rules of the prison presented to them, the inmates retired to their cells for the rest of the first day of the experiment. So first day...
Body searched,
body shamed, little dicked. They got little dicked. You ever been little dicked?
That sounds like a college thing to do.
It's not a fun experience as a man to get little dicked. I tell you what. All right.
Tell you what.
Day 2. On day 2, prisoners, they rebelled. Off rip already.
They were what?
They rebelled.
What does belled mean?
Rebelled. Rebellion.
Oh, they rebelled.
Rebellion.
Got it.
Right. And a part of this was because the prison guards, they have a day shift and a night shift, 3 and 3 on both sides. When the night shift people came in at 2:30, they woke everybody up.
Why?
Because they were just they were being dicks, I guess. Whistling, clanging from guards, and the inmates, quote unquote, rebelled. In an effort to reassert their independence, the prisoners were like, "Nah, we ain't leaving the cell." That kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Just not listening to the prison.
Did they give him any weapons?
The prison guards?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see anything about that, but I imagine they probably had
taser.
No. Well, I'm looking at pictures right now. It looks like one of them does have like some kind of club, like a billy club or something like that.
Okay. A police baton.
So they refused to leave their cells, and when they got there, the prison guards were just referring to them as their numbers. Never asked them their names, just numbers. So they rebelled. They didn't want to they weren't leaving their cells. So what the guards did is they ripped off the inmates' numbers, took their stocking caps, hurled insults. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, so this is part of the prisoners that were rebelling. Like they didn't leave their cells.
Oh, gotcha.
They ripped off their inmate numbers. They hurled insults and obscenities at the guards. In response, the night shift guards remained at work with the morning shift, and 3 more guards that came for the experiment. The guards sprayed fire extinguishers at the prisoners, forced them back away from their cell doors. The guards entered and reasserted control. They've removed all the prisoners' clothes and mattresses, and instigators received time in the hole. So the ones that were ripping things and yelling and throwing things at the guards. Now remember, this is not a real prison.
Right.
These are all college students that were just told to, like, your prisoners here, your guards here, so do. The next day, the guards were like, so this is day 3. So the next day, the guards picked 3 prisoners that were not as heavily involved in the rebellion, this quote unquote rebellion, and they gave them special privileges where, like, 12 hours, they were put into a different cell that had mattresses. They had food, and they didn't let the people that, like, they didn't make it into the hole, but they were still part of the rebellion. They didn't give them their mattresses. They didn't give them food, right?
The whole time?
No, just during this day.
Oh.
They didn't give them food, and they also didn't let them use the bathroom. They threw buckets in there, in their prisons, in their cells, right? Now, day 3 is the first day that somebody had a mental breakdown. We're showing signs of a mental breakdown. It says prisoner number 8612 started having a mental breakdown, and all participants could leave anytime they wanted to.
Okay.
Right?
Silver lining, I guess.
Yeah.
Did they get a reward for doing this experiment?
Probably not. It's just a college experiment.
Oh.
Probably. They probably didn't get any money.
So the people that put this together were also college students?
No, this was the psych. The person that did this was a professor, a psych professor, right? So the guards were like, hey, because he was talking about leaving. So the guards went up to him and were like, hey, instead of leaving, why don't you stay? We'll fuck with you less, and you can be an informant for us. Right. He refused. He began to scream in a fit of uncontrollable rage, and after Zimbardo realized he may be truly suffering, 8612 was released. Now, this isn't a man that was in the hole. This was just a man that was a part of the riot that had their bathroom, food, and mattress taken away from him for a day. And then he was like, yo, this is, like, fucking ridiculous. Like,
yeah.
I mean, if you're shitting in a bucket all day and you're just like a college student who didn't do anything wrong, you're just sprayed with a fire extinguisher, that kind of thing. Anyway, so day 4, the prisoners begin to divide amongst themselves. The instigators of the riot believe that some of the prisoners were snitches, right?
Right.
They probably heard, like, the prison guards, like, offering this guy the informant position. And hold on. The instigator of the riot believed some of the other prisoners were snitches, while the others saw the rebellion organizers as a threat to the status quo. No one wanted to have their sleeping cots or clothes removed again, nor did they want to spend time in the hole. And this is another prisoner that ended up leaving. Prisoner 819 began crying in a cell and displaying other symptoms of distress. A real priest with experience working in prison was brought in, but 819 declined to speak with him, instead asking for a medical doctor. Zimbardo removed the young man from the experiment while he left his cell and undressed from his prison guards. The guards cajoled. I don't know what that word means. I'm gonna look that up because I'm not sure what that means. It says to persuade to do something by sustained coaxing or flattery. I don't know how to spell.
They sweet talked him.
Yeah, right. Cajoled? Oh, whatever. Cahoiled. They cahoiled this guy. The remaining inmates into loud chantings of essentially calling 819 a bad prisoner. So, like, coerced the other prisoners into, like, shit talking.
To heckle him
as he's leaving, post having distress, asking for a medical doctor. Right. After assurance of his actual identity from Zimbardo 819 agreed to leave. Day 5, outside parties grow concerned about the psychological effects of the punishments. So like so now at this point, they're punishing the students. Is that me? No, that's you.
No, look.
What?
I was just showing you the time. We're at 39 minutes.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Okay. It's almost over.
Okay.
Surprisingly.
Okay.
So day 5, outside parties. So at this point, they're realizing that they're not going to be able to turn the prisoners against each other, so they start doing physical like punishments.
Oh my god!
They're not hitting them, but they're making them like do push-ups, jumping jacks. They're cleaning their toilets. They're like they're essentially like just putting them through the ringer, like making them do physical labor that whatever they can to like break these guys to like make them know, hey, I'm in control, that kind of thing. Well, this day is also the day that they're going to have the parents come in, right?
Of the kids?
Of the kids, yeah. So visitation, essentially.
Oh.
Well, they mock it so that these parents have to wait hours before they can see their kids, just like it would be in a real jail.
Right.
Even though there's only like at this point like 7 kids.
Right.
College students in this jail. They make these parents wait hours to see them, and while they're waiting, the professor is kind of acting like a warden in this situation. He's like explaining like, hey, this is what's going on. Da 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 da. They had the riot or whatever. Some of them ended up in the hole. You can't see this kid because he's in the hole.
Oh my god.
Right. And then some of the parents were like concerned, frankly, about their kids' well-being, and they questioned it. And all he had to do was say, let me see exactly what happened. Some parents asked about their children's well-being and whether they had enough to eat, because I imagine he told them that the prison guards were like taking their food away, but quickly backed down when Zimbardo questioned the resilience and toughness of their sons.
Oh, okay. What is your kid, a pussy?
Backed down, right? Exactly.
What is your kid, a pussy or something?
Exactly.
He didn't have his bran flakes this morning. What is he gonna cry?
Many parents left with plans to contact a lawyer to gain early release for their children.
A lawyer?
Yeah.
This is not real jail.
This is not real jail, but I believe maybe the parents might have been under the impression that maybe it was or something.
Oh my god!
I have no idea how this ended up happening, but after the visiting hours ended, a rumor arose that claiming inmate 8612, who was the first prisoner to escape, was going to return and liberate the remaining prisoners. This is just a rumor that espoused out of nowhere. They have no idea where it came from. But rather than investigate the source of the rumor, this is the professor. Rather than investigate the source of the rumor, Zimbardo and the guards concerned themselves more with protecting the prison and ensuring none of the prisoners could escape. That is the conductor of the experiment.
Oh.
During this time, Zimbardo's college colleague...
Why is he doing that?
He's because he's also a part of the experiment, because he's kind of like the warden in this scenario. That's the role that he's playing. He's playing the warden.
Doesn't sound like he's playing it very much.
Right. During this time, Zimbardo's colleague Gordon Bauer arrived to check on the experiment and question the independent variable in play. Zimbardo disturbed even himself by reacting to Bauer's questions with anger. Even he had fallen into thinking like a prison superintendent rather than a social psychologist. Furthermore, in a recent PhD recipient, Christina Malashka, I can't really tell, Maslach, if you want to look that up, visited the prison to question the inmates and guards, but due to the inhumane... I don't know.
Okay.
Sure, Malsh. That sounds good.
Okay.
But due to the inhumane conditions of the prison the prisoners lived in and the sadistic treatment by the guards, she spoke out about the morality of the study, prompting Zimbardo to consider ending it. Day 6. So essentially,
Day 6, he's continuing.
Day 6,
and they crack down harder.
No, Day 6 they end the experiment because they
I was making a funny.
Oh, right. Day 6, he didn't give a fuck.
Day 6, he kills everybody.
Due to the outrage from his colleague, Christina Malch, and the increasing violence exhibited by the guards, Zimbardo ended the study more than a week early. On the 6th day, Zimbardo gathered the participants and let them know that the recipients of the ass-kicking awards, the suck-ass award, and let them know that the experiment was really over and that they could go home. Zimbardo met with all the guards and then all the prisoners before everyone came together to discuss the experiment. Even the participants released early from the experiment came back to go over their feelings and thoughts. So that shit was shut down and they were permanently not allowed to conduct that kind of experiment anymore. They talked about one of the guys who spent time in the hole, and he started to feel mad at the person that he called Clay, which was him, but they always only identified him as his number for those days while he was in the hole.
Right.
So he began to be upset at Clay for signing him up for this experiment.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So it wasn't. I began to feel that identity in the person that I had decided to go to prison was distant from me, was remote until finally I wasn't that. I was number 416. I was really my number. And that is the end of the experiment. But yeah, if you guys want to like look that up and see for yourself all this craziness. I mean, it doesn't sound like too much, but at the same time, like
when you think about it, it's literally just some college students,
right?
And they immediately started being assholes,
turned on each other, and like were like, "Hey, be my informant. Like, go to the hole. Give me your clothes. You got a little dick."
And I'm sure I'm sure if they've. Well, when was this? The 70s?
This was 71. Yes.
There was I think I'm about to say something stupid.
Go ahead.
When was TV?
It was out in the 70s, yes. There's 70s
Okay,
TV.
so there was barely TV.
Yeah.
Do you think they had cop shows?
For sure.
Okay. So, they probably, like, picked up on some of that shit from, like, cop shows and whatnot, but it's like...
Right.
It's like they immediately started being like that.
Power tripping hard.
No, and I fully believe that. You give anybody the smallest amount of power, and it's going to go directly to their head.
Right. But I
mean, if
this
it doesn't immediately, it will.
I mean, this is like abuse. They're like shit in a bucket. Get naked. You've got a little dick. Starve. Go into the quote unquote the hole. I mean, these are just college students. Imagine like actual
prison.
Yeah, correctional officers. I'm not saying that they're all bad and they're all like this, but like it's completely like not out of the realm of possibilities that some of them are probably running around like that.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
No, that was gross.
Yeah. I got a couple more social experiments, and if you guys like this one, let us know.
You do a whole episode about it?
We'll do a whole episode about it. I said we were going to do a short one. We're coming up on the hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was gross.
Yeah.
That made me sick.
Yeah. Really razzles your jimmies.
Yeah, I've never really been speechless during one of these. Quite frankly, I like to talk.
Yeah.
But that was just gross.
Yeah. Yeah, just regular college students on both sides. The prisoners, and then you saw how like the psychologist, the professor, the creator of this experiment was even like how dare you question my
my authority.
Yeah. Right, how I'm treating these prisoners. I mean, these students.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Crazy time USA, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in all reality, like there's so many more prisoners than there are guards,
Right.
And if they really wanted to, they could fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
And I think...
Maybe to a certain degree. Are you talking about in real prison?
Yes.
Well, in real prison, they've got like...
They're still...
got like ballistic suits.
Yes.
And
but they're still severely outnumbered.
they are severely outnumbered, but they're also armed, and they have like these measurements like in place where they could just like close off a room and just tear gas it.
Right.
You know.
But like, you know,
you're talking about chemical warfare.
Yeah.
Is the price you would pay for
if they make them angry enough.
Rebellion.
If they make them angry enough, I don't think they're gonna give a fuck.
I'm not saying that like they won't lose a few like corrections officers in the process, but like yeah, they could rebel, but it wouldn't really amount to anything other than like more prison time.
But you also have to think half the people that are in, you know, prison are in there for life. What the fuck do they give a fuck? Not
that many, but yeah, you're right. A lot of people have like no light at the end of the tunnel.
There's for sure there's ways to get contraband into jail.
Mm-hmm.
There's ways to spread messages throughout that entire jail. You think if they tried hard enough, they couldn't get the entire jail to rebel all at once?
I mean, you're talking about like getting people that are literal Nazis affiliated with Mexicans, Jewish people, black people, that are all already like super separated, and that might be like, you know, a psyop on the prisoners.
Enemy.
Yeah, but still, you'll never see a Nazi teaming up with a black person. You'll never see the blacks and the Mexicans like teaming up.
Yeah, I guess
together to like overthrow because
definitely
at the end
depends
of the day,
on how mad you make them. I really do. I really think it's how bad you treat them.
Yeah, I guess they've walked that line fine enough so far.
Yeah,
you know.
I really do believe that one day it's gonna happen.
I mean, I'm sure there have been like, you know, prison wide riots.
Oh yeah.
In the, you know,
for sure
in history, in the prison history. Yeah.
For surely. We should look that up, too.
Yeah, maybe we could do an episode about, like,
yeah.
you know,
because this is
prison.
All, yeah, it's all very interesting to me. Mm-hmm. It really is. And, like, the whole thing for jail was, like, to rehabilitate people.
Yeah, it's not like that anymore.
It's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
It's literally just, you throw them in jail, they sit there in timeout and think about what they've done, they get out and do it again.
Well, a lot of times, they just, like, or get sucked up into the system. It's like you're only supposed to go in there for like a year or two,
and they never come out.
And then you end up getting like tied up because you're trying to keep yourself safe. And they're like, hey, you know, prove to us that you're like cool or whatever, or you belong, and we'll keep you safe. Right. But it's like, okay, but I just added 3-5 more years onto my sentence,
and it could be something you didn't even do.
Or and then that false accusation.
There's a whole bunch of things where like your cellmate does something in your cell, and now both of you are fucked.
Oh right. Yeah, I mean, and when you show up to jail, and I didn't know this before, but like when you show up to jail, your cellmate will be like papers. And you give that shit over to them.
Yeah.
Everybody in jail everybody in that prison knows what everybody else did. Mm-hmm. There's no keeping that shit a secret.
No. And you could try to lie about it, but if you think they can't figure out what's happened, like, you be lying. That's why we're cutting it close, but 60 Days In did an episode in like one of the most dangerous jails, and I can't remember where it was, but it was like one of the most dangerous jails. They've had the most contraband, the most weapons, you know, people die every day in there. And almost every single participant dropped out because they couldn't keep the fact that they were undercover a secret.
Yeah.
Because everybody just knows everybody and everything.
Yep.
But yeah, jail's crazy.
Jail be crazy. You know, jail be crazy.
Jail's pretty cool.
Yeah, you know. All right, that was our short episode. I hope you guys liked it. 5 minutes shorter than the usual.
Oopsie doopsie.
Yeah, oopsie doopsie.
All right,
but at least I had fun.
I had fun.
Yeah,
that was good.
I had a good time. I hope you guys had fun. Check us out on Linktree, on Facebook, on X, on Instagram,
TikTok,
TikTok. all that shit.
All that shit.
All that lit shit. YouTube.
Facebook.
Yeah. Grindr.
Nope.
Not Grindr.
Are you on Grindr?
Not yet.
What?
We want to spread the word.
Oh,
Spread that word.
Something else is getting spread on Grindr.
Venereal disease.
I'm a menstrual bleed through the pencil and leak on a sheet of that tablet.
And my mind is all
no,
right.
we probably can't go further than that.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lil Wayne.
Our seconds into minutes and minutes into hours.
Nice.
Thanks.
Very good.
All right, everybody.
All right. I love you, Mom.
Love you, Mom.
I love you, Brandon.
Love you, Brandon.
I love you, Landon.
Love you, Landon.
I love you, Mom.
Thanks for the sick beat. Love you, Mom.
Okay. Yeah, sweet. Yeah, thanks for the sick beat.
Yeah.
It's fucking sick. It's so sick. Y'all about to hear it right about
now. Okay. Bye.
Bye.